What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Thursday morning edition of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Sports Talk Matt. Each and every morning we're here thanks to BetMGM on BettingPros.com with that offer. $10 to win $150 on any event with that promo code JUICE150 at BetMGM on the BetMGM app or wherever BetMGM is available to you guys. Audio, wherever you get your audio, YouTube for the video by searching Betting Pros. So a 3-1 night last night. We continue to be hot, which is good. It's been a really good 3-week run. We wound up going perfect on the overnight plays, 2-0 on the hockey. I'm back with more hockey here today. And I will give you the first NFL pick because the number is going to get off of a key number, and I don't want to wait. I don't want to miss the key number here as we progress. I normally don't bet a Thursday for a Sunday game, but I really want this number. So we're going to jump in here with a 1-unit bet for the wildcard weekend. Like I mentioned, I'm going to go relatively small on most of these days. And then we're going to get into the weekend. And then when we get to the weekend, we're going to be pretty committed. I probably have a bet on every game. So it's going to be a pretty big weekend. 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, and 1 game on Monday. I'll be committed. You know, each day will be 3, 4, 5 probably units committed. Maybe not Monday, but for Saturday, Sunday, definitely be heavily committed on these games. Okay, so let's start with the NHL. 2-0 last night on first period overs. I should have bet. I was gonna, in the Discord channel, I was talking about taking the Lightning and the Sabres, and I didn't. It was dumb. I should have done that because that went over as well in the first period. It was a 5-1 or 6-1 win for the Lightning. They killed the Sabres. So we'll look to fade the Sabres again as we kind of go through this. I'm back watching hockey, paying attention to hockey, but we get the Predators over in a miracle with 50 seconds to go in the first period. We get their second goal, so that was beautiful. And then the Golden Knights, it was 1-1. Well, I stopped watching after it was 1-1. It may have been more than that after the first period, but 2 goals in that got us there with the minus 135. So I'm going back here. I'm not touching the Canadiens and the Bruins. If you ask me what to do, I would bet the under for a first period with Montreal and Boston, but I'm not touching that game. We're going to get to 2 games here. Let's start with the earlier game, Seattle at Dallas, and then the late game with Toronto at Arizona. Looking at the same stats that we looked at the last time, okay? So the first game is Seattle and Dallas. Now, it's interesting. Dallas is actually pretty bad first period to the over rather. Dallas is 13, 18, and 1. It's a negative almost 6 units first period. However, the Kraken are a different story. Seattle, 19, 13, and 1. That's plus 4.5 units. And really, when you look at the way this game, all these games are going right now, it's just goals, goals, goals. So I feel comfortable saying, okay, I'm going to trust that Dallas gives up 2 goals, even though Dallas, may not score. Dallas may score 2 goals or give up 2 goals. I'm going to trust that we get there just because the Kraken have been very good with going over in the first period. They kind of knock each other out. And the tiebreaker to me is the fact that goals are being scored like crazy in the NHL very, very early. Teams are banged up. COVID breaks. Goaltending mistakes. It's everywhere. Offense is everywhere right now in the NHL, and it doesn't seem like the books have caught up, although they are juicing it up. This is a minus 135 bet at BetMGM. I'm still going to do it. Half a unit. We're going over 1.5 goals at minus 135 for Dallas taking on the Seattle Kraken. Dallas is at home. Then the late game is Toronto against Arizona. Toronto is on a 7-1 run right now to first period overs. Again, with Vegas Golden Knights last night, it got there. So you've got a Arizona Cardinals team whose numbers are, Arizona Coyotes are 20-13 to the first period over this season. That's 5.87 units you'd be up if you bet every one of these involving the Arizona Coyotes. And we know what the Maple Leafs are about. They're 18, 15, and 1 right now. So that's up a unit. So they've been on a run here. They were very cold to this in the beginning, and now they've been really, really hot to this. It's been pretty interesting to see how many, 7-1 now, Toronto to the first period over. So half a unit, same bet, minus 135. We're going over 1.5 goals at BetMGM for the Maple Leafs and the Coyotes. All right, these are quick and dirty. They get there fast. It's one-period games we're watching, but I think it's smart. The total in this game is 6. The total in the game for the Kraken in Dallas is 6. So, the books are already telling you that they're expecting a lot of offense. Let's get 2 goals in the first period and be on our way, okay? Minus 135 on both plays at BetMGM. First period over Seattle, Dallas. First period over Toronto and Arizona. Now, I may come back with a college basketball bet or two. Nova's at Xavier, maybe, might be involved. LSU at Florida, also maybe, might be involved. I'll tell you guys that a little bit later on in the Discord channel today. BettingPros.com/chat, or the link off YouTube is underneath me if you guys want to get into the... I've been telling you about this. That's where I put the 2 college basketball plays. We got Auburn +3 right. We got Kansas way wrong. KU won by 1. Nearly got beat by Iowa State. That TJ Otzelberger defense is legit, man. I mean, I'll tip my cap to TJ. I thought the beginning of the end for Iowa State was tonight. Did not happen. Iowa State played really well at Fog Island. Nearly got in there and got a victory. Big performance for Iowa State. So 1-1 in college basketball, but 2-0 in hockey. So a 3-1 night overall. So I very well might jump back in with a couple of college basketball plays today, or maybe a couple of NBA player props. We haven't done that all that much. If you've been listening to my other show, we've been all over these Steph Curry under 3-point props. I mean, Steph Curry is in an all-time crazy shooting slump right now. It's kind of wild to watch. The Warriors are now 30-10, by the way. So we need 18 more wins for the Warriors to cash our bet. It's going to happen, but it is startling to look at Steph Curry, who went 2 for 9 tonight shooting threes. I mean, the numbers for Steph Curry, if you aren't betting this right now, you guys really need to look at it. It was juiced to minus 150, which is so stupid, to the under. But you've got Steph Curry has gone shooting threes over the last 5 games. Steph Curry has gone 2 for 9, 4 for 11, 1 for 9, 1 for 10, and 6 for 12. His number now is 4.5. It was 5.5 for weeks, made threes. Now it's 4.5 made threes because Curry has been so ice cold. Did score 27 points, did have a triple-double, but he winds up, 27, 10, and 10 is pretty impressive for Steph Curry. Did other things, but 3-point shooting has not been good for him right now. In the month of January, Steph Curry is hitting 28% of his threes. Just something to take a look at the next time the Warriors play. If you are curious about seeing, how this team is performing and how Curry's performing, they've got a game against the Bucks coming up here in a couple of days, in 2 days, tomorrow, against the Bucks on the road. That game's on TNT. So maybe against Milwaukee they'll all show out, but they've lost 3 of the last 4, and Golden State's leaking oil right now. So maybe some NBA player props as well. But let's talk about my first NFL wildcard round bet. San Francisco at Dallas. Number is 3, even money. What does that tell us? This number opened at 4.5. Wish I bet it at 4.5. I was going to wait. Can't wait anymore. I like San Fran at plus 4.5. I don't want it to go below 3. It's a key number. You got to get to that 3-point. I think San Fran's live to win the game. Now, San Francisco is 9-8 against the spread this season. Dallas 13-14. Dallas is 11-1 against the spread against the NFC. This is the first time these two historic franchises have ever played in the playoffs. That's crazy to me. Crazy. But San Fran showed me something last week on the road at the Rams. That drive with 48 seconds left was so incredible. 7-3 to the number over the last 10 for San Francisco. 5-4 on the road. It's pretty good. 6-6 against the conference is But look at the teams that San Francisco's been playing down the stretch versus who Dallas has been playing down the stretch. Cincinnati, Atlanta, Tennessee, Houston, the LA Rams. All right? Those are, including Seattle. So if you go back to December 5th, okay? Seattle, Cincy, Atlanta, Tennessee, Houston, the Rams. 3 of those teams are in the playoffs, all right? Let's go now and talk about who the Dallas Cowboys have played. New Orleans, Washington, the Giants, Washington, Arizona, and Philadelphia. They lost at home to Arizona, and then they killed Philadelphia in a game when the Eagles didn't care, didn't play anybody, so throw that game out. That game never even counted, okay? So going back to the 2nd of December, they played one playoff team and lost at home outright. I don't think Dallas is that good right now. Okay, I think Dallas is overrated. I think they think that they're great. They're 13-4 against the number. The pro money's coming in here. It's driving this number down. I think this San Fran defense is legit. I think they're going to stifle this offense. I think this running game, Deebo Samuel and company, I like Kittle. As long as Garoppolo doesn't make huge mistakes, he did make some, but I'm taking the 3. I got even money. San Fran plus 3, even money for 1 unit. We're jumping in here early on a game on Sunday. I'm taking San Francisco plus 3 against Dallas Cowboys. Fade the public. Pro money driving this thing down. Books are going to need San Francisco probably because the public money is going to come in, but you always get a point or two juiced up when it comes to Dallas. I think this number 3 is probably the right number, but it's going down, and it very well might close even lower. It might close at 2.5 or 2 or 1. I don't want to lose the 3 here. Even money, San Fran plus 3 for 1 unit. All right, so those are the 3 plays for us. Again, Seattle, Dallas, first period over 1.5 goals, minus 135. Toronto, Arizona, over 1.5 goals at minus 135. We're jumping on both of those. San Fran plus 3 for 1 unit. Half unit in hockey on each of those bets. Full unit on the San Fran 49ers on the road at the Dallas Cowboys. Many more football bets to come as we head towards the weekend. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt each and every morning. It's the Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by BetMGM.